Hey Business 20 students, this is Mr.D, and I am pretty excited that I made some changes to your homework assignments that I think will make them more valuable for you to use and make it a little easier. So I wanted to just do a quick video and show you how to do the homework assignments so that you can get the most out of them, and it'll help prepare you for the quizzes. It'll also help prepare you for the exams. So I'm gonna share my screen, and here I am in my dashboard for Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and select our class and module number 2. We're on the second week of module number 2. And then I'm going to scroll down here to, if you noticed, I relaid out the page a little bit. I have a thing called study. So everything under study are all things to help you study. And then I have coursework, which is the actual assignments that you need to complete that are graded. So anything that's under coursework is graded, anything that's under study is not. So I'm going to come down to this week. This is week 4, 9:13 through 9:19, and I'm going to just select homework number 8. And so this is under study. Let me back up just for a second. What I've done is basically within the study section, I have, actually this check-in assignment should be, that's the old one, so I'm going to be deleting that. But I have PowerPoint Chapter 8. I have some YouTube videos for Chapter 8 so that you can go through and kind of look at those. But then when you get to homework, you can select that. There's also a summary of some facts and information about Chapter 8. It's just kind of data, kind of how to work out some of the problems and what the purpose of them is. But I'm going to go ahead and select Chapter 8 homework. And then if you notice, I'm going to be listing in all of these from now on exactly what sections you need to study within the textbook to be prepared, because not every chapter do we cover everything. So Chapter 8, we pretty much do cover everything, but Chapter 9, which I'll show you in a minute, we do not. And Chapter 18, we do not. So you don't need to study everything, just the specific things I mentioned. So here's what I'm suggesting is that you look at markup based on cost. So what I'd like you to do is to use this as a grid. Go into review, and it's telling you to look at section 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and there's some examples to work out on those pages. And then, of course, there is the actual page numbers. And then when you're done with doing each of those sections, then go ahead and do the review exercises. And actually, the answers are in the book in Appendix B. So you could work out those exercises. But in order to get to the book, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and select the home button. You probably already know how to do this, but if you don't, and you have access to the ebook, or if you have a hard copy book, you can just go to the page numbers. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the ebook, and I'm going to show you what I mean by sections 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, etc. So it's going to open the book. I think I might already be in Chapter 8 once it opens here. But if not, I'm going to scroll down to Chapter 8. So Chapter 8, Section 1 is what you're looking at, markup based on cost. And then it's going to give you some of those problems. It's going to show you a little formula. It's going to step you through kind of the different ways of looking at that formula. And then it's going to give you a problem. And that's what I want you to look at. If you can work through these problems, just take a few minutes, review the problem. Then there's also a problem that there is no answer. One of them is worked out, and then there's another one right behind it that you can work out. So you might want to try that. So really what you're doing is you're kind of going through reading and then trying out the problems. And then you're going to continue on. There's another problem here you can work out, and then there's another example. So it's basically giving you a couple of examples in 8.1 and then example 3. So there's actually 3 examples in 8.1, and so it's showing you how to work those out using the formula 3 different ways. And then you're going to go to section 8.2, and you're going to do the same thing. Just kind of review what's there. It gives you some different ways of looking at the formula, and then it gives you another example to work out and another exercise to work out. And so this is all you need to do is kind of scroll through this. So if you do only the sections I've assigned, now again, Chapter 8, I've pretty much assigned the whole chapter. So each of those sections, there's 8.3 in the same way, and then there's 8.4 in the same way. It's going to just show you how to use the little formula that they created, a little formula box. I use a triangle. And then here is your review exercises. So once you get done with those sections, go ahead and just do these review exercises. The answers for me are there. I don't know if they're there for you or not, but if you select it, it actually gives you the answer. So you can, using the formula, you can solve these problems. These are not difficult problems. They take maybe a couple of minutes each. And you don't need to do them all. Just do it till you feel like, okay, I got it. I got the concept. And then you can move on to the next section, which is 8. 2 is going to start in 8.5, I think it is. So this is section 2, markup based on selling price. And it's going to explain to you the difference between the two. Now, I'm going to be doing another video explaining the difference between markup based on cost and markup based on selling price. But I wanted to show you how to utilize the homework. So basically, the exercises are just there for you to try it and to see how well you do. All the answers are available, so it's just helping you learn how to do it. And here's 8.6. So just work your way through that way in the textbook. And then when you get to the very end, there is an assessment test. I'll just scroll up there on the left side here. So if you select the assessment test, the answers to the assessment test are in the back of the book. They are in section B or appendix B, so you can go there, but only the odd numbered ones. So actually it's that way here. They're for me, they're listed right in the book here, so you can find the answers there. So the idea is to work through the problems and then, check your answers, make sure you're on the right path. So that's what I wanted to show you. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing from now on with all the homework. So if we scroll ahead here, so this week's chapter 8 and 9. So I already showed you chapter 8. If you go to chapter 9, oops, that's YouTube, sorry. And by the way, there are some YouTube videos if those are helpful. I'm not recommending that you look at all those, but if you need some help, they're there. So here's chapter 9. So chapter 9, section 9.2, 9.3, and 9.4, and then 9.5, 9.6, and 9.7. That's all. There's another whole section you don't have to do. And then I suggest doing the assessment test. And then chapter 8, you're only doing 18, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's it when there's 15 sections in chapter 18. So the goal here is just to show you how to use the homework and to utilize it to your advantage. So if you follow my outline here, it should give you a good grasp of the concepts that the book's teaching, along with watching whatever videos I create, with also watching any YouTube videos that you might need that will help you. And then also, like I said, there's a summary that I just added for each chapter. So chapter 8 summary and facts, and it's just a list of how to do some of those kinds of problems. And then I have another one for chapter 9 as well. If you scroll down to chapter 9, there's a chapter 9 summary and a chapter 18 summary. So it might actually have more information in there than you actually need to know, but hopefully those are resources. So the goal here, again, is study. Take the first half of the week and go through all this and just try and understand the concepts. When you feel like you do, then come down and complete the check-in assignment, complete the quiz. And then this week in particular, you have an exam too that you need to complete. So this video I'll be using for all the week's homeworks. But this was made on week 4, but we'll be using the same video. I'll be putting it in all of the homework assignments so that you can review it. And if you've not watched it yet, you have the chance to do that. So, all right, hopefully that was helpful to all of you. And you guys are doing great. I'll be grading a lot of your work as fastly and quickly as I can. Sometimes I fall a little bit behind, but then I'll rush and get it all done. So it'll all be done this week or a couple days from now.